If you haven't been here yet, it's time to explore this up-and-coming town that is booming. Creative folks from Brooklyn are moving up in droves, setting up super cool spaces from amazing eats to awesome B&Bs, alongside some pioneers that put this tiny city on the map with craft brew and killer cocktails. But put on your stretchy pants, people, because it's time to feast. I'm full, people, but I'm taking the bullet for you.
Mommy, New York starts right now.
Toni at New York starts right now. If you're looking for the perfect weekend getaway, we have found it. Less than 2 hours north of Midtown, sitting right along the west bank of the Hudson River, is where you will find the charming city of Kingston. Its proximity to the water was its main attraction from its humble beginnings and continues to this day. A perfect destination for kids of all ages. Kingston needs to be on every New Yorker's bucket list. But before we get to all the fun and the food, let's get our facts straight. During the 1600s, Holland discovered the Hudson and claimed land on both sides of the river. The site, on a high plain near drainage of Rondout Creek, was chosen for the ease with which it could be defended. And once trade with the Native Americans was established, a trading post was built at the mouth of the creek. By the mid-17th century, a group of settlers were granted permission to buy land from the Native Americans and set up camp on the rich farmland. The settlers moved to what is now called Uptown Kingston and built their houses within a stockade for protection. It is the only one of 3 original Dutch settlements in New York surrounded by stockades where the outline of the stockade can still be traced due to the raised ground. Within the area are many historic buildings from the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, including the Senate House, where the state of New York was established in 1777, thereby making Kingston the very first capital of the Empire State. The intersection of Crown and John Streets has colonial-era Dutch stone houses on all 4 corners, the only intersection like that in the entire country. It's also where you will find the Old Dutch Church, formerly organized in 1659. It is one of the oldest continuously existing congregations in the country. Thankfully, the church survived the burning of Kingston by British forces during the Revolutionary War. In the 19th century, the city became an important transportation hub after the discovery of natural cement in the region and both railroad and canal connections. Boats not only still travel the canal, you will also see the high school crew team practicing, and a boat building school where truly unique vessels are being pioneered.
This is a boat for the 21st century. It is going to be completely solar powered. You will not plug it in. You'll be working just from the direct rays of the sun.
Alongside the boat school, you will find the Hudson River Maritime Museum, full of amazing historical artifacts. The collections are devoted to the history of shipping, boating, and industry on the Hudson and the Rondout, where Kingston grew prosperous in the early 19th century as the northern end of the Delaware and Hudson Canal. The city was the busiest port between New York City and Albany. And when such rich history surrounds you, you have to get out on the water and check out one of the 7 surviving lighthouses on the Hudson River. The Rondout Lighthouse is the last of 3 lighthouses marking the entrance to the Rondout Creek, still fully operational as a navigational light. The brick lighthouse, completed and lit in 1915, is accessible only by boat. Owned by the City of Kingston and operated by the Hudson River Maritime Museum, it's available for weekend public tours in the summer and occasionally for private group tours of up to 50 people. But that's not the only way you can get great views of the lighthouse. Right across the street from the museum is where you will spot the Kingston Trolley Museum, where you can actually get out by rail to Rotary Park, where you can also see the lighthouse and get a sense of what life was like in Kingston many, many moons ago.
And because Albany is like about 50 miles or so that way, and New York City is not a little further that way, this was a very important transition point along the railroads and steamships. The remnants of the pier that used to be here supporting this gigantic station. And that's why I say use your imagination, because here comes some steamships coming from Albany and from New York City, meeting right here, stopping, letting people off while the trains and the ferry and the boats get refueled. Well, what happened, of course, that with time and the automobile, people stopped taking trains and stopped taking steamships, and it's easier to get here. But it's a piece of history.
By now, you've likely worked up an appetite, and just across the street is the perfect place for a bite to eat. Old Savannah, built in the old Cornell Steamboat Repair Shop. First, let Jessica Mino mix you a drink like the watermelon lavender, fresh muddled watermelon, Tuttletown wheat vodka, house-made lavender simple syrup, and lemon. Tough job, people, you know. I'm working hard, right, Jess?
Always working.
We're always working hard.
Always
Always working. 3, 2, 1. Yum. But a girl can't drink on an empty stomach, and you will definitely not leave old Savannah hungry. I got a whole bunch of forks. Especially if you eat like me. Owner Dave Amato went all out when it came to the plates. David. What's that?
We have here tuna poke, which is on top of...
I'm sorry, that's signal for going close. Okay, so this is poke, tuna
Yep.
poke? Oh.
It's on top of avocado, seaweed salad, and pickled cucumbers.
See, this is the kind of thing I could eat every day. Every day.
We have Southern favorite, fried green tomatoes.
Turn it around and act like it's your first bite.
How am I gonna act like that's my first bite? Just because you missed the shot?
Kale Brussels sprout salad.
Oh my God.
Kale, shaved Brussels sprouts, toasted pine nuts.
I see those.
Parmesan peppercorn dressing.
Again, every day.
It's our pulled pork nachos.
I got, a couple of a couple of Facebook messages today, like, how do you stay so thin? I'm like, first of all, you don't really see what I look like. Because Glenny's a magician at shooting me. But number 2, it's all about green smoothies when you're not eating. Look, it's so messy, it's on my fingers. All right, I'm going in. What about now? All right, what's that?
It's New Orleans barbecue shrimp. This might be my favorite appetizer on the menu. It's got Creole spices, Worcestershire, and lemon juice. It's quite tasty.
Okay, I'm sorry, I need to cleanse the palate. Oh, what's going on here, people?
That's a blend of like 5 different cheeses.
What kinds? Testing you, David.
Cheddar, American, there's some Gruyere in there.
That's 3. This is all right.
This is a beef slider, certified Black Angus. Pulled pork slider with coleslaw. It's a fried oyster slider.
With some kind of sauce on top.
It's a Creole remoulade.
I'm full, people, but I'm taking the bullet for you. You need to do that. I can't cut my own ribs.
We smoked them for 6 hours.
I think I wore my stretchy
them.
pants today. Hold it up there. And 3, 2, 1. Bob?
Yeah. Right up. Ready?
Bob, what about me? That's it.
Coming up, we hit Uptown. Jalapeno Jack scone egg sandwiches. Huevos rancheros with homemade tortillas. Burger night will get you all of this for $10. And how about a plum galette for breakfast? Now let's hit Uptown Kingston, where Wall Street is popping with new shops and eateries. And while we don't like to call favorites, we fell head over heels in love with Outdated. Part antique store, part cafe. Everything is sold here, from the tables to the chairs to the quirky artwork, alongside the best darn baked goods we have come across. All recipes are the brainchild of my new favorite person, Tara Gay.
We're a coffee shop and a full breakfast and lunch. We have our own baked goods. That's probably what you're smelling. We bake them out all day. And people come in here to work, to hang out, to get a coffee.
And to have some food, too.
Have some food, have some lunch.
And even if you aren't in the market for a new table or vintage threads, it's a must-stop for the food alone. In the back, Gabriel was already busy making our jalapeno jack scone egg sandwich. Butter on the griddle, scone goes down, eggs go down, cheese on top, and build. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's an egg sandwich for you people. You better keep that Tara real happy. Dish number 2, huevos rancheros with homemade tortillas. People, a total game changer. Beans, local eggs, local queso fresco, house pickled jalapenos, and a spicy sauce even I would eat. Now, people know at home, if you watch faithfully, that I hate condiments. I hate ketchup. I hate get over here. I hate mustard. I hate mayonnaise. So what are you making in that makes me love it?
There is no mustard, no ketchup, and the only mayo is our almond mayo that we make here.
Almond mayo? How do you make almond mayo?
I've never made it, but I know there's lots of
Tara.
almonds in
Tara
it.
makes it, right?
Yeah, Tara comes up with all the
Why are
recipes.
you in the kitchen cooking?
I just look at a list and I do it, you know? You can do it.
Thank you. He's like Bob all of a sudden. All encouraging. Although Bob's ditched us because there are too many cute girls here. Have you noticed that? He did the same thing in Newburgh at Cafe Macchiato. Yep. Yeah, he's like out there. Look, take a shot of him. He's on his phone, pretending to be cool. I'm just the producer. And then get a shot of all the cute girls, and you know exactly why Bob's sitting there. Cute girl, cute girl. Oh, and Bob. Shocking. 3 cute girls and Bob. See? As you can tell, we're a very serious operation here, Gabriel. 3, 2, 1. How's my tortilla?
Yeah, the tortillas are great.
You know what?
They're nice and thick.
Once you have this, there's no going back.
No, store-bought won't work.
No. Now, just down the road, also on Wall Street in Uptown, is where you will find the bustling Duo Bistro, where people are enjoying the happiest of hours with apple cider margaritas at the bar. Surprisingly delicious. And back in the open kitchen is where you can find this guy, Chef Juan Romero. While his calamari and the onion rings are to die for, as are the wings and all the other great plates he puts out, including a butt-kicking gnocchi and maybe the best duck breast I can remember in recent history. But Tuesday night is burger night, so we challenged him to make us one that would send us reeling, and our boy did not disappoint. And on a Tuesday, all of this will only cost you $10.
Local beef ground. We make the buns here. We make all of our bread in-house, actually,
Okay.
which is really great. And then you're
You got
getting
some kind of
a...
cheese on there. What was on there? What's going on
Actually,
there?
we decided to opt not for cheese to be a little bit different. We
What is
went
it?
with our house-made kimchi, a fried egg, and some really good bacon.
Nice.
So a little salty, spicy, and eggs are just awesome.
Yeah,
So,
it's
super food.
It's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in one. Can you get a shot of our cute chefs here? Okay, you guys, this is the goofy move. You guys together, together. Trust
Ham it
me,
up,
just
guys.
trust me,
Ham it up.
together.
Ham it up. Don't
Holding
be afraid
up
of the
plate
lights.
and shove it to camera, right?
Like
Holding it up together, because you're buddies. And 3, 2, 1, smile, shove it to camera.
It's like a deer in the headlights.
That wasn't like a shove. That was like a.
Oh, we got a forward school. Just like.
Okay, smile, 3, 2, 1, shove. There you go. That's how you shove it, boys. Bob, you need to secure the plate on the other side. Secure the plate. Burger's so big, Bob needs to secure the plate. See, people think this is an easy job. No. When you're cutting open a burger and Bob needs to secure the plate, it's serious business. See, securing the plate. And you want me to spread it, Glennie?
Please.
Are you sure?
Please, Tony.
Please spread it.
Please
Say,
spread it.
say, please.
Please spread it, Tony.
Mistress, please spread it. Oh, come on. Mistress, please spread it.
pass it.
All right.
All right.
Oh my God. Here we go. All right. Can I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Am I going to have to unhinge the jaw? Again?
It's a money shot. You got to do it.
I got to do it.
You
All
want
right,
to
we
be a
go.
star?
You got to do what it takes, Tony. Do it now. Unhinge that jaw. Said Harvey Weinstein. Oops, did I say that? I didn't say that. In 3, 2, 1.
Good job. Is that Italian for good? Is that what that is?
Coming up, we're sopping up the suds with a Kingston pioneer, getting our cocktail on with serious craft. Plus, we check into the coolest B&B in the tri-state, where the lovely proprietor will make you this for breakfast. Now, when it comes to craft brew, Kingston is home to one of the pioneers. KEEGAN Ales was founded in early 2003 when Tommy Keegan learned about an empty building in Kingston that nobody would buy because there was a defunct brewery stuck in it. And these days, it's a lively spot to hang day or night. Tuesday Trivia Night seems to be a town favorite, but let's face it, it's really all about the beer. And Tommy likes to give his innovative brew local perspective.
Down the street from the brewery is a coffee house called Monkey Joe's, and they make a special roast of Sumatra coffee for us. So we start with our mother's milk recipe, and then we add their Sumatra coffee and about 400 pounds of brown sugar.
Whoa.
And yeah, so it's an imperial coffee version of our mother's milk.
Sorry, I have to try that. I heard sugar. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that is so good.
Thank you. One best beer in New York State. Oh, our good friends at Widow Jane Distillery, which is down in Brooklyn, they have access to some limestone caves about 10 miles away from the brewery here, and they get all their water from there. So we take their empty whiskey barrels and age our mother's milk in there, and voila, bourbon aged mother's milk.
Run, don't walk to Keegan's. Ooh, all right, what's next? How are you gonna top that?
We're not done yet. So this is our newest IPA, and it's made 100% with Citra hops. So those hops give a real citrusy kind of flavor, and you'll pick up a lot of that like orangey, almost kind of grapefruit flavors to it.
Wow, that's fun.
That is fun,
That's
right?
fun in a glass right here, people. Now, if instead of craft brew, you prefer a crafty cocktail, we have just the gal to take us there. Jody Cummings, chef owner of a show favorite, Cafe Macchiato in Newburgh. Jody! Sweetie, how are you? Mwah.
Good, hi.
Okay, if you do not remember Jody from Cafe Macchiato, you need to get to her place now because it's amazing.
Right now.
And she's one of my trusted sources. So where are we gonna hit when we go to Kingston?
The Stockade Tavern. You think it was an old singer sewing, like store, factory,
cool.
notions spot. So it's this cozy little space. It kind of feels almost like Prohibition style. Once you get inside, it's really dark and kind of hidden. And
Place you can spend a couple hours.
Totally.
Stockade Tavern is indeed the pioneer of the craft cocktail scene, opening up the bar in 2010. Paul Maloney got the craft cocktail fever years ago when it took off in the big city. He and his wife would make them at home for friends. One thing led to another, and they opened in the historic Stockade district. And now he does it professionally. So grab a gorgeous charcuterie plate because it's time to belly up to the bar. I'm hearing about the craft cocktails. My friend Jody Cummings from Cafe Macchiato in Newburgh was like, you have to come here. We're walking in and the UPS man is like, oh, you're going there? They have the best cocktails there. Have some for me.
I have nothing to do with that.
So, I don't know, you might have something to do with it. What are you going to make me?
So we're gonna make a couple of different cocktails today. Right now though, we're gonna start out, since the fall weather is hitting us.
Yes.
An Applejack Old Fashioned. Beautiful, delicious.
Nutritious.
Nutritious-ish. But yeah, some really beautiful fall flavors going on. So it's gonna be some Applejack, 100 proof, bottled in bond Applejack.
Why mess around, people, right?
Why mess around? Start
cocktail time.
Right, so you're gonna do 2.75 ounces of 100 proof Applejack.
Woo!
We use Laird's. Then we're gonna do a ½ ounce of Demerara sugar syrup. Mm-hmm. Lovely. And then a couple of dashes of black walnut bitters.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Then give that a nice stir. Fall.
Whoa.
Yeah, packs it well up.
Woo!
Let me see, make sure it came out okay.
It came out okay. That is good. Where's the hand? Coming up, did someone say shopping? We head back downtown for great local finds. Plus, the best place to hang your hat, where the owner will show you how she makes this for breakfast. Kingston is also home to great shopping. If you are near the waterfront, be sure to check out Clove and Creek, an adorable gift and home goods store where everything is made by local artisans. Opened by former Brooklynite Scott Neild and his business partner who fell in love with the Kingston lifestyle.
I loved it upstate, the natural landscape, the space. The rent is better. So, yeah.
Rent is much better.
Came up.
What's the vibe in Kingston for those who haven't been here?
Kingston is a really unique town. I mean, it's definitely has the Hudson River, Hudson Valley town feel, but it's progressive, both in terms of its politics, but in terms of It's services. So we have subsidized housing for artists.
Nice.
You know, it's a community that really cares for itself.
Right next door to Clove and Creek is Hops Petunia, another fabulous find. It was started by a big city art director come floral designer who's now in hot demand. And right down the block, you can grab a drink at Brunette, a stylish wine bar opened by city weekenders who converted a former barbershop into a tiny bar they like to call home. Now, when you come to Kingston, you may want to hang your hat for the night. And we have found the perfect place right in the Rondout section. In an historic home is where modern luxury and old world charm meet. Tamara Ellen and her husband still have a place in Brooklyn, but were ready for a change and opened up the super stylish, yet still affordable, Forsyth B&B.
My sister, and her husband, who are artists, moved up here about 4 years ago, and when I would come to visit them, we'd come to Kingston for lunch, and I just fell in love with it.
And when you stay, Tamara will prepare a 3-course breakfast for you, and hopefully you will get to sink your teeth into this, her homemade plum galette.
This is a basic tart dough. It's very simple. It's cold butter, flour, salt, sugar, and ice water. They were Empress plums this summer, and they were so beautiful, I couldn't even cut them. This is a mix of raw sugar, nutmeg, cinnamon, and ginger.
Yum.
Plums are a little tart, so you want to make sure you have a good amount in there. I like a little lemon rind, but you could put orange rind, you could put cardamom. I mean, it's really up to you.
She fills the pastry, folds up the sides, and pops some fresh thyme on top. And into the oven, and out comes this. Slice it up, and it's breakfast time. Perfect way to end our trip in Kingston, guys. What do you say?
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! You want a piece of galette?
Yes.
Go for the
Come on.
Oh my God.
There we go.
That is so good. For all the info, just find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And while you're there, let us know where you want to see the show. We take your tips and your safety very seriously, so always remember to buckle up and assign a designated driver as you traverse the tri-state. And we'll see you next time on Toni On.